Hey everybody, it's Kevin Kuhn with the iBusiness Network, and today we're talking to you guys about Business Partner Master Data within SAP Business One. So to get started with things, we're going to navigate to the left here and click on Business Partners, and then Business Partner Master Data. And then you'll be brought to the initial screen, which is in something called Find Mode. And what you can do with Find Mode is that you can search any of these yellow fields here to find previously created business partners. So for example, I can search by customer, a vendor, or a lead if I would like. I can search by the name of the company. I can search by even their website. So I just give you an example here. I'll click on customer, and then I can either hit enter or find, and then it'll bring up a list of all the customers I have created in the system. And then another example would just be if I type in for a website wonder.com and hit enter, and then here's Wonder Plumbing, and it brings up the customer record for that. Some other navigational tools you have with Business One is if you use the next record button, you can move one sequentially to the right. So you can see we go up by one, then two, and you see a three here. Okay, so I can move to the left using the previous record button. If I want to skip over to the last sequential record I have available, I'll click the last data record button. And if I want to move to the first sequential data record, I'll click First Data Record. Okay, now I'll show you how easy it is to enter your own business partner into the system. So we'll click the Add icon here. So what you do with this now is, I usually like the first to find what kind of business partner this is. So you have the option of creating a customer, a vendor, or a lead. So a customer is the person that you'll be selling your goods and services to. A vendor is the person that you buy goods or services from, and a lead is a sales prospect that you hope to turn into a customer through sales and marketing efforts. So we'll start by, I'll create a customer for my example here. So you can either create a manual or an automatic customer code. The automatic customer code is set up during document numbering of the implementation process. But I'll do a manual option, so I'll enter in C20015. As long as it's something unique that will help you identify this customer, then you're golden. So then next to the name, the business partner, so we'll call it Kevin's Crafts and Wraps. Okay, so now we're moving on to the group. So what this is since we're doing a customer, it's called a customer group, but there's also vendor groups as well. And the importance of this is it's a grouping of similar customers based on characteristics such as their size or the type of product that they sell. As you can see some of our examples here, such as like small accounts or walk-in customers. And this is important for both pricing and for reporting standards. So you can actually run reports based on these customer groups, and you can also set things such as the price list and also the effective discount based off these customer groups. So I'll assign this to the small accounts customer group, since this is Kevin's Crafts and Wraps is a smaller company. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go to the General tab here, and this is where you enter in a lot of the basic information about this customer, such as their telephone number, their email, a website. I'm going to put in a shipping type for this customer, and this is something that can be changed later during the sales process if you'd like. It's just nice to have a default one that they usually use though. And then here I'll also change the sales employee, and this is the person from your company that's most likely going to be dealing with this customer and actually probably coordinating the selling. So we'll have it be Han Solo because he is our craft expert. And then another important thing is to make sure that you have it set as active down here in the bottom left so the system knows to use this business partner. Okay, so now we'll move to the Contact Persons tab. And to define a new contact, we'll click on this box over here for contact ID, and I'll put his full name, so we get Terry Cruz, and then you'll break it down by first and last name, and this is for whenever you create an email from within Business One. And then for title, we'll give him Mr. You could fill in as much or as little of this information as you'd like. I'll call him General Manager. And then we'll give them a telephone number too. So 770-123-6789. Okay. So if I wanted to find another contact person for this customer, if I click to find new over here, I can actually enter in more information about it. So I'll just put a contact ID here. So Chipper Jones. And then now you see Chipper Jones. They both appear over here, both Terry and Chipper. And you see how Terry's name is bolded out here. That means that he's actually the default contact person for your all your sales documents. So if you want to switch that to Chipper, if you highlight Chipper's name by clicking once and then hit Set as Default, you see his name becomes bolded out, and now he'll be the default contact person. But I want to leave it as Terry since he has more information about him. And then to actually remove Chipper Jones, if you right click on his name and then hit Remove Contact Person and then hit OK, that contact is no longer associated with this business partner. So now we'll move to the Addresses tab, and here's where you set up both the Bill To and the Ship To address for this customer. So to define a Bill To, if I click on Define New, and then I can type in, I'm only going to make one Bill To, and I'm going to make it the same as the Ship To, so I'll call it Main. And you can create more than one if you'd like to. That's important to note. So it would be 10 Tomahawk Lane. City is Atlanta. Zip code 30339. I'm not sure if that's 100% right. I'm from Pennsylvania, so I'm still getting used to the zip codes down here. So county is Cobb. State is Georgia. And then country USA. Okay, so let's say I want to copy this Bill To down to the Ship To. So if I highlight Main over here, and then I click on the Copy Address to Ship To button here, this double arrow, you'll see that the Ship To now appears down here with Main. So I can set that as default. And then I can also, for tax code, I'm going to want to switch this to Georgia. That's an important thing with the Ship To address, to make sure to include the tax code. So let's use that. And then now you see Georgia down here. So yeah, that's the address tab. So for payment terms, a lot of this information is actually set up for us whenever we assign the customer group, such as like the price list and the effective discount. Then you also have the payment terms here, so it tells us how long that the customer has to pay us, so it's 30 days. You can assign discounts, total discount percent here. A nice feature is the credit limit. So let's say I enter 10,000 for this credit limit. If this customer, let's say, purchases $9,000 worth of goods from us and they haven't yet to pay that, and then they try to purchase $2,000 more, that means that they'll cross their credit limit, and the system will actually internally warn us and tell us that they're doing this. So we can still go ahead and make the sale to them, but it's a nice warning system just to have, to be on top of things with your customers and where they stand with you financially. So moving on, we'll look at the Payment Run tab. And what you do with this is, this is just where you have your house bank account set up. And this is just mostly important for whenever you collect your incoming payments. It directs it to the right area. So this is the accounting tab, and what this is, these are the control accounts, which are pre-configured for us here. And what it does is link your subledger for your business partner to your main chart of accounts, and it just ensures that you have accurate financial statements, so you can follow U.S. regulations such as GAAP. Next is the Properties tab. So you can put demographic information such as location, so Southeast, and then employees. And this is just mostly important for reporting. Next is Remarks. So this is where you can put like general notes about this customer, so all users that have access to the Business Partner Master Data window can view this, and you guys can all have company-wide collaboration. You can put a fun picture down here if you'd like. And then the Attachments tab, you can just put relevant documentation for this customer in here. And then this last tab is APS. It's our credit card add-on. I'll have a separate video on this, so we'll go dig deeper into that later. But I'm actually good to add this business partner now, so I'll go down to the bottom, and then the left I'll click Add. And then the business partner was successfully created. You see that down here. So now that I created this business partner, what can I do with it now? That's a good question to ask. So what we'll do is, since I created a customer, I'll look at the Sales AR window. module, and then I'll click on sales order. And when it loads, I can actually search this business partner I created. So what was it? C20015. You can see Kevin's Crafts and Wraps I created. Choose. And here you can see the default information such as the name of the company, the contact person, which I can still switch if I'd like, but I have to create another one. I have the sales employee down here, which can still be changed. It has all the logistics information, so like the ship to and the bill to. It has the accounting information here, such as the payment terms. And then, so I'm going to actually go ahead and add this sales order to the system to show you how it updates things. So I'll put the delivery date as, we'll say next week to be safe. And then we'll make this, I'll give them an item. We'll give them the rocker lighting. And then another cool feature is that since we put the ship to with the tax code, it actually defaults the tax code in for us here for Georgia. So that's a nice feature as well. It really streamlines the process of creating these sales orders and these other sales documents. So I'll add this sales order, and then I'll go back and look at business partner master data, and then it actually updated on the window here. So I'm in find mode here. So I'll find C20015, enter, and you can see that the order is actually updated. So if I click on the golden arrow here, you can see that I have the sales order I just created. So that's the nice thing about SAP Business One. It's a real-time solution, so whenever you do one thing in one module, it updates it, and wherever else it's supposed to be updated. Some other cool features you can do with business partners, to show you that real quick, is if you get on here, you can also, once you added your business partner, you can do a bunch of customer relationship management features down here, such as creating activities. You can create service calls, create opportunities. You can create these sales documents down here. And then you also have this View Customer 360 down here, which we'll have another video about because I think that's a really cool feature. Business partners, you can also do things such as run reports. And some of the reports that you can run are, you can view activities that you created. So just like, for example, these are all the activities we have in our test database here, and you can pull them up by clicking on these golden arrows. You can also run things like the customer credit limit report, and you can just check how much over your customers are on their credit limits. Yeah, and these are some of the great features that SAP Business One has for business partners. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something with today's video, and I appreciate you guys watching. So thank you, and have a great day.